This is an American adaptation of a Swedish film called Let the Right One In. We asked our Twitter followers for some questions, and somebody wanted to know why the name changed.
After I saw the movie, I read the novel, and the first edition of the American novel was, I guess, I didn't know this at the time, but it was changed to Let Me In from Let the Right One In, I guess because the publisher thought that that would be a title that Americans would cling to or something, so I had no idea, but then when I was adapting it, I thought, oh, let's go with this title, and then by the time we figured out it wasn't the same title, I thought, oh, well, you know, this might be a way to sort of say, because the original film is such a beautiful film, and it was sort of a way to say, hey, we respect that film so much, and this is going to be sort of another version of Lindquist's story.
You play, Chloe, a vampire who comes to a small town and befriends you, Cody.
Who plays a nerd.
Who plays a nerd.
It's a documentary.
Who plays a nerd.
Documentary.
And Richard, explain your character. How do you relate to Chloe?
Well, you assume I'm related to her. I don't know how much I should say. It's like
that's a good question.
Yeah,
because in the Swedish film, it's rather vague.
It gets more specific, I think, in this version.
Please don't see that boy again.
So, Chloe, you have gone from kick-ass earlier this year, and now you're playing a vampire. What was the difference between playing a girl who could kick ass and a girl who could suck blood, I guess?
Yeah. Well, I definitely say that with Kick-Ass and Abby, what they have in common, Hit Girl and Abby, they're very strong female characters.
I'm Hit Girl.
I'm a lot stronger than you think I am. They know what they want, and they know they have to get it, no matter what. But I definitely say the difference is that Abby is more conscious of what she's doing, and more with Hit Girl, she was more manipulated almost. She thought that killing was real life.
Wow. Wow, Dad.
And with Abby, she's a lot more knowing. Obviously, I mean, she's like 300 years old.
Right.
I need blood to live.
When people heard that there was going to be an American version, everyone's like, oh, they're going to go after the Twilight audience. They're going to Twilight it up. The trailer alone, it makes it pretty clear that you guys are going in a pretty different direction.
What I was conscious of and what we were conscious of is really the story, the Lindquist story from the original film and from the novel, which he adapted. He wrote the screenplay to the film as well. And it's a very different story. I mean, one of the great things about the vampire, I guess, genre now you could call it, is that it's such a durable myth, and it can be interpreted so many different ways. I mean, there's True Blood, which is incredibly sexual, and obviously using the metaphor for something else, and there's Twilight, and we know that that's sort of this grand, sort of forbidden love, romantic fantasy, and this is really a coming-of-age story, and that was what was so beautiful about Lindquist's story. It's what really drew me to wanting to do it, and so there was never any intention to Twilight it up.
Was it scary to shoot?
You were there, you weren't really being that scared?
Well, like when I did all the prosthetics and stuff, we kind of laughed at everything because I look at them and I like to Matt, I'd be like, hey daddy, and like all this weird makeup and everything, and it was kind of this like weird, funny, twisted way.
It wasn't scary for you either?
Not really. The Road wasn't really a family movie either.
Those were some of the more fun scenes for you, weren't they? Like some of the scarier scenes.
Yeah, the scary ones were more fun because you got to see like dead bodies and how it all worked. So.
He likes blood.